Whip of the Senate. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate, in a closed session, reviewed the debates on the screening of ministerial nominees for appointment as ministers in the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and agreed to work in the national interest. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the closed session? Thank you. Thank you. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the next business of the day is consideration of the approval of the ministerial nominees. Confirmation approval of the ministerial nominees. Confirmation and approval.
With the approval. Any comments and observation? Barrister distinguished colleagues, those in favor.
Just by way of comment, sir. When you were reporting what happened in the committee of I'm sure you also noted the fact that we said that if any of the nominees who screen has any petition against him or her, that it can only be taken at this stage of the confirmation. Just to remind you. Yeah, when we get to the name of that person. Just for emphasis, sir.
No. Those against say nay. Just sit down. Those in favor. Distinguished colleagues, there is need for us to comport ourselves. I did ask earlier on if anybody had comments and observations. We passed that stage. If you did not observe at that time, you cannot hold us answer. When we get to points of comments, you may comment and I'll allow you. But once we have passed, we have moved. We have put the in favor of us confirming Barrister Adebayo Shitu as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
My name is Babajide Omoworare. I'm the senator representing Osun East, Adesiyan Senatorial District. The most ranking senator that just spoke is the Justice of Peace and the Notary Public. And I'm a legal practitioner of over 25 years. And I'm commander of the Order of Nigeria. Let me start, Mr. President, sir, Mr. Chairman, at this committee of the whole, to first of all address the issue of the recommendation of the committee. Just like we have select committees, we have standing committees. This is the most important committee of the Senate. It is the committee of the whole. At every committee level, any recommendation can be amended. At committee of the whole, a recommendation can be amended. Point number one. Point number two. Point number two. The basis of the leader's submission, which he brought submission. He brought it under point of order and he moved the motion, a consequential motion. It's predicated under Order 53, Rule 5, because this matter is pending, and Order 41, Rule 7. And may I just read Order 41, Rule 7?
Yes, go ahead.
Order 41, Rule 7 provides.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Order 41, Rule 7, which was what the leader thought the recommendation would have been. The Senate shall not receive any petition on any matter for which there is a judicial remedy. If, Mr. President, sir, Mr. Chairman, if Mr. President, sir, Order 53.5 provides that reference shall not be made to any matter on which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as might, in the opinion of the President of the Senate, prejudice the interest of the parties thereto. If a matter was pending and we did not know, and this matter was made known at the committee level, the committee should have been guided to come here and tell us that we have an obligation under Section 147, which I may also read, Mr. President, to approve a ministerial nominee. Let me read Section 147 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which...
Go ahead. Just go ahead and show them. Go ahead.
Go ahead, read it. Go read it.
Section 1...
Go ahead.
Mr. President, sir. Section 147 provides...
Go ahead, don't worry, go ahead.
Section 147, subsection 2 provides that any appointment to the office of the Minister of the Government of the Federation shall, if the nomination of the person of such office is confirmed by the Senate, be made by the President. Even the power under Order 41 of our rules, which is a subsidiary legislation, this is the fountain of every other law. And Section 1, subsection 3 of the Constitution has told us that if this Constitution is at variance with the rules, the Constitution will even prevail. Most importantly, Mr. President, is the fact that even looking at the report, it says that the recommendation that since the ministerial nominee had gone to the Court of Appeal to challenge the content of the petition and the white paper of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry, what this tells me, it takes me to Section 66 of the Constitution. Because under Section 147, for you to become a minister, you must be qualified as a member of House of Reps. Section 65 has defined who is qualified. Section 66 has defined who is not qualified. The petitioner and the committee must have relied on a provision that unfortunately is obsolete. It has been amended, and I will quote the amendment. It has been the Constitution, unfortunately, that, Mr. President, in conclusion, Mr. President, in view of the fact that what is being relied upon is even no longer part of our Constitution, it has been expunged by the first alteration by the 6th Senate. I hereby second the motion as moved by the leader.
Distinguished colleagues. The earlier speaker raised some issues, and I think it's important that what Senator Omoworare said should be noted.
First of all, let me write order 43 on personal explanation. And I want to say on this report, Mr. Chairman, that if you look at the report, we took helicopter overview of the findings and observation by the committee. So what the leader took was just an observation, and then the recommendation is what we said, that because the Senate cannot work according against its own extant law or rule, we are not even have right to recommend for confirmation. We can't even start confirmation of the nominee. That's the truth. The evaluation has every right.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Man, sit down. Senator Rotimi.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Bode-George. I represent Ekiti South Senatorial District. Mr. President, from all indications, we have been shut out. And the only reason I am standing up to speak is to tell you, Mr. President, that there is a moral burden on not only this Senate, but on the government of President Buhari that is riding on a crest. That is riding on a crest. I will finish. I am a woman. You need to let me speak. Mr. President, there is a moral burden on anyone who is riding on the crest of corruption. No corruption. The minimum corruption. We don't want corruption. And there is a weighty allegation against anybody. There is a need, Mr. President, to ensure that the court of law absolves him before we can confirm him in this Senate. I am insisting that the court of law must clear him before we confirm him in this Senate. The majority